It's Mike. Hey, there's something God's been putting on my heart the last couple of weeks, and I shared with a couple of you last time we got together during guide time, but a number of you guys were out of town, and I'm hoping to revisit it this Sunday, and I have a feeling it's something we're going to come back to periodically, but I want to go ahead and put it out for you guys to be thinking about this week. I want you to imagine a simple T-chart. Sometimes it's helpful just to put things in a column. I want you to think about what are the things that are stressing you out right now. Right, so the things you're stressed about, the things you're typically spending time and energy because you're stressed about what, right? So maybe it's stressed about money issues, maybe it's budgeting, where's it going to come from, or uncertain future stuff. Maybe this is career or major decisions or whatever, right? It's how's the future going to work out. Maybe it's team issues, right, at work. Maybe you got a particular person problem. You got a conflict. Maybe you've got a just an overall business issue, right? Where's business going to come from? Where's it going? Sometimes it's easy for it to even be something good, right? Ministry can be stressful. I can be stressed out by the scale of awareness of people's needs, or what's got to be done in a certain ministry team area, or just the million asks that are always being made available to us, right? Or sometimes it's these kind of drama pit situations that are never going anywhere. They're just kind of cyclical with no hope sometimes. So, I've got some family situations like this. I've got, sometimes there's just dynamics in our work life or in certain relationships that just consume a lot of time and leave us stressed. We're worried about that conflict that hasn't been addressed, or whatever it may be. What are the things that are stressing you right now? Maybe list those out. Like, these are the things that are keeping me up at night, or I'm spending a ton of time. Maybe it's trying to earn something, whatever it may be. Then, let's be real honest also. What do you feel convicted about? What are the things that you feel, in your gut that need to be being done, but they're not? You're inactive in, or you're absent from. Maybe this is how we're loving our wives. Is it really sacrificial? Are we really present? Maybe this is a fatherhood issue. Are we actually being dads? Are we present and doing the things that only we can do and only we are called to do? Are we leading in our home? Which begs the question, we talk a lot about leadership. Are we being good followers? Are we actually walking with God to where we have the capacity to do these things? What about, are we serving? Are we using the gifts God's given us in the places He's placed us? Or are we sharing the hope we have with people that we know God's put around us? These kind of fundamental things that we could just go down the list, right? It's G5 stuff at Grace Point: grace and gifts and give and growth and go and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I find myself doing, and here's what God's been convicting me about. Oftentimes, this is where I'm spinning my wheels at the cost of this. So I'm usually going, God, I'm so worried about figuring this out, or I'm trying to deal with this, or I just can't. I'm losing so much time trying to figure this out. If I do this, can you take care of this for me? Take care of my family while I'm busy doing this. God, you're going to have to send someone else to reach those people because I'm just so consumed with this right now. Whatever it may be, we tend to get in this pretty active disobedience. And what God kind of drew my attention to was, what if this column is really where we're supposed to be praying and trusting the God who's sovereign and says that He controls the future and that He is the provider of all things, and He's actually the one who sustains us and gives us capacity for all things. What if this is the category of dependency? And what if this is the actual column where we're supposed to be acting and doing and obeying? Because if we know that God's called us to do these things and we're not, what makes us think we're going to have successful in active disobedience from God doing these things at the expense of these things? And so what I realized, I think God is really challenging us to swap the columns we put things in, or at least swap the columns we put our energy in and our thought life in, and begin trusting God in the actual areas that He calls us to. So I don't know what that stirs in you, if that resonates with you, but I think this conflict between what are we convicted about versus what are we actually spending our time, and the imbalance that typically represents on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, is a fruitful thing for us to be honest about, to confess, and then to do something about. So I challenge you to think about it. Let's talk about it this Sunday when we get together, and let's invite God to use us. If it applies to you and applies to me, to show us where He'd like to transform us and where He'd like to have us experience His life in new ways. So love you guys. I'll talk to you when you guys get back.